Welcome to This Is Quiz.
Welcome to our quiz show. Welcome to the U.S. President's Mega Quiz. You'll face one question for every president in American history, from George Washington all the way to Donald Trump. Watch the images, listen to the audio, and trust your history instincts. Ready to see how many you can get right? Let's begin. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe for more quizzes every week. All right, let's get started. Which leader became the very first president of the United States? Identify the second president of the United States from his portrait. Which president is famously known as the primary author of the Declaration of Independence? Which U.S. president is often called the father of the Constitution? This fifth president is best known for a foreign policy doctrine that warned Europe not to interfere in the Americas. Who is he? Which president, son of a former president, served during the debate over the Missouri Compromise? This seventh president, nicknamed Old Hickory, was famous for his toughness. Who is shown here? Which eighth president helped build the Democratic Party and was nicknamed Old Kinderhook? Which president served the shortest time in office, dying about a month after his inauguration? True or false, John Tyler later sided with the Confederacy during the Civil War era. Which president is closely associated with the annexation of Texas and major territorial expansion? This career soldier became the 12th president but died early in his term. Who is shown in this portrait? Which 13th president signed the Compromise of 1850 into law? This 14th president is one of the lesser-known leaders before the Civil War. Who is he? Which president immediately preceded Abraham Lincoln in office? This president led the Union through the Civil War and issued the Emancipation Proclamation. Who became president after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in 1865? This former Union general later became president during Reconstruction. Who is he? Which president effectively ended Reconstruction after a highly disputed election in 1876? This 20th president was assassinated after only a few months in office. Who is he? Which president helped advance civil service reform after succeeding Garfield? Which president is the only one to have served 2 non-consecutive terms in office? This president served between Grover Cleveland's 2 terms and was the grandson of another president. Which president was assassinated in 1901 after leading the country through the Spanish-American War? This energetic 26th president led the Rough Riders and championed conservation. Who is he? Which president later became Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court after leaving the White House? This president led the U.S. through World War I and advocated for the League of Nations. Which president died suddenly in 1923, with scandals like Teapot Dome emerging afterward? Did Calvin Coolidge ever win a full presidential election in his own right? Which president was in office when the stock market crashed in 1929, leading into the Great Depression? Listen to this famous line. Which president delivered it?
So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Which president made the decision to use atomic bombs against Japan at the end of World War II? This former World War II general became the 34th president in the 1950s. Who is shown in this photo? Who delivered the iconic line?
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Which president signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 into law? This president resigned from office amid the Watergate scandal. Who is he? Which president pardoned Richard Nixon after he resigned? Which president created the Department of Energy and emphasized conservation during the late 1970s? Which president challenged the Soviet Union with the words,
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Which president led the U.S. during the Gulf War in the early 1990s? This 42nd president is a former governor of Arkansas, who is shown here. Who was president of the United States when the 9/11 terrorist attacks occurred in 2001? The campaign slogan is strongly associated with which president?
I'm running for president because I want to tell them, yes, we can.
This businessman and television personality became the 45th president, who is shown here. Who won the 2020 presidential election to become the 46th president of the United States? True or false? Joe Biden served exactly one full term as the 46th president before leaving office in 2025. Which U.S. president returned to office in 2025, becoming only the second person in history to serve non-consecutive terms? Well, that's all for today's quiz. Share in the comments how many answers you got right. If you enjoyed this quiz, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching and see you in the next quiz.